here. All right, so I will do all of the cards that came out yesterday. And there's something about this red hair because it keeps coming up. Even as I was napping today, there was this red hair that came up. There was something else that I saw that made me think of the red hair. Oh, it was the song. It was the song Stargazer. I think it was their cover had red hair. So I thought that was really cool. Something about it, you know what I mean? All right, so how do we do this? Okay, so I'll read all of them. Against the grain. You want birds to be able to fly underwater. You want love to trump power. You want humanity to relate to each other as equals and to recognize the sacredness in you and in the world around you. You want to unleash the beauty that hides in even the ugliest of scenes or sentiments. You want to make possible what others say cannot be. You are a radical dreamer and sacred rebel, and you bring the light of a more positive future to this world. However, this can have its burdens. Deep within you, you may feel that you don't really fit in with the rest of the world. Perhaps your sense of how things can be and how they really are is so different to the smaller minds or more fearful hearts of many others that you are rarely received for all that you offer. This might make you feel frustrated, thwarted, or lonely at times. The universe so loves you for your unusual take on things, for the quirkiness in you that dares to honor that which is different and renders the impossible possible. You must never, ever lose your unusual ways and become dry, serious, appropriate, and conventional. Not even for appearance's sake, for you would lose your essence. You are here to show that life is so much more than conventional success. This oracle comes with a special message for you. You are someone who lives and breathes in the depths of creative waters. You need to lose yourself to the flow of music, nature, dreams, imagination, and fantasy through art and literature, meditation, dance, and in sensual surrender to the sacred waters of the ocean, the river, the lake, or the bathtub. You must go against the grain. It is just your way. You are not one of the followers, but one of the agitators. However, yours is not a force of disrespectful chaos. You are a loving catalyst, and by simply being yourself, you constantly remind people that there is always another way. This oracle comes with the particular guidance that you are meant to be exactly as you are. You are meant to be the black sheep, the rainbow sheep, or even the wild wolf in the flock of sheep. The daring butterfly spirit calling to the caterpillars, that is you. The price you pay for the gift of individuality is that you must take care of it and guard it so that you are not dulled down and conditioned into playing at being something you are not. If this has happened, or is threatening to happen, this oracle brings you comfort. You will always dream of birds that fly underwater. You know that the true nature of your being can never be changed. At most, it could only be hidden for a time. Now is the time to accept who you are and allow your truth to be freely expressed. Don't worry about the effects of going against the grain. When we are who we are in truth, we attract the support, protection, and energy that we need to thrive. Your power comes from aligning your outward self with your inner truth, not with the general consensus. You will then find other dreamers, other wild butterflies, and atypically colored sheep to join you in conjuring better visions for our world. So I got caught up there, not only because I'm a fabulous reader, but because when I was napping, right, I was seeing this card and thinking about the butterflies here, that the gift of that soul tribe. As a couple videos back. Soul Tribes Gathering, I think is what it was called. But it made me think of this. Oh gosh. That we will be brought into being gifted our soul tribe. For lack of a better, I'm trying to think of it and I can't. So, okay, 25 is the release the dark wound and let love live. So here we go. It was actually for you, it would be like this. So it would be the first card and then the second card. So we're going to be reading this one. Okay, if we detach something from its source too soon, trying to force it to become what it is not yet ready or willing to become, we can unintentionally sap it of its strength and kill it. There is a dark wound in the consciousness of humanity which demands perfection and denies process. If you are thinking of publishers before you have even written the book, if you are comparing your unfinished song idea to the latest best-selling pop release, if you have decided you are not good enough or worthy enough to succeed before you've given it everything you've got and asked for divine help, then this dark wound has you in its grasp. If you have to let go of the death grip of perfectionism and let yourself and your ideas live, love is abundant, creative, and inspiring. It moves us so much more joyously and creatively than fear. You are being asked to honor the path of your own love. What inspires you? What feels exciting, joyful, and perhaps even rather different? I like being different. I know you do too. Let that live. Release the dark wounding of false belief. There are countless stories of vastly successful artists who very nearly binned the project that was the making of their career because of the despair fostered by their own dark nature. They doubted. They were uncertain. Was their work any good? Was it useless? They struggled to believe in the right of a work to come in life, whether it was accepted, revered, or rejected by others, or not. They nearly lost their work to fear. Undoubtedly, there have been many times when this has actually happened and the work was not saved, not allowed to live. Do not let this happen to you. Whether something is meant to be a commercially oriented venture or more personal creation for your own therapeutic healing, it must be allowed to be without judgment, without criticism, without premature evaluation. It must be allowed to be what it is, and only time, love, patience, and attention will reveal it. If you have drawn this card along with the oracle of defund to the end of worthwhile, no, guarded by the vigilant, as much as they're implied, and you are asked to act immediately upon the path, it doesn't pertain. Okay, the rest of it doesn't pertain. So there you go. There's a healing process with this one that wasn't with the against the grain. So I'll read that too. Say the declaration below out loud 3 times. Be in your heart and really feel what you are expressing. I now choose my own free will to release all cellular memories and belief systems based in the dark wound of criticism, judgment, shaming, and fear, so that my creative, loving energy may thrive in a nourishing environment conducive to growth. Through all time and space, through all dimensions of my being, through unconditional love. So be it. So the next one would be 34. Okay. Let's see if we can't change the lighting here. Maybe a little bit better. You can see it here. Her head is so bright. It's shiny. Told you, like, that enlightenment is for real. Okay. And I was trying to come up with the word. Enlightenment wasn't the word I was thinking of yesterday, but I couldn't think of anything else. So maybe you can come up with something better. So 34. It is safe for you to become naked with life. This doesn't necessarily mean stripping off and running wild in public. It does mean stripping back your beliefs, strongholds, and mental or emotional security blankets so that you can live with less obstruction than ever before. Imagine the conditioning that has kept life away from you, just kept it dropping out of your hands like keys, coins, and clocks. Conditioned beliefs about money, time, security, having, locking away, holding, and controlling can be surrendered and allowed to fall away. See my Twitter post about the song Free Fall. Rainbow Kitten Surprise, there's a song. What would it be like to feel as though you were on holiday every day? Perhaps there would be a softening in your way of life, an implicit trust in its flow and faith in the ability of time to bend and stretch so that all may be accomplished. I'm excited because of what I posted on Twitter today about the time traveling. Okay, so it is at an advanced stage of your spiritual relationship with life that we are able to feel held within it sufficiently enough to surrender our defenses layer by layer and to nakedly accept what is. This oracle comes as a message to you. Sometimes we need our defenses. At other times, it is clear we are outgrowing them. There is something that you have outgrown. It has to do with your ideas about productivity, time, control, and money. It has to do with abundance, trust, and living the fundamental belief that everything is going to turn out okay. You are ready to be much more vulnerable and exposed in life. You don't have to hide behind being organized, perfect, in control, or financially secure and stable. Nor do you need any other acceptable social face, which is kind of circling back to this one. Okay. It is time for you to loosen the strings of your own controlling nature. They are too tight and too restrictive for you anyway. You are born to live in a much freer way. When you live as you innately are, rather than how you have been conditioned to be, you will experience greater joy, freedom, and support. When you are not resisting yourself or resisting life, there is less resisting what you need as it comes to you. It's a lot of resisting. If you have also drawn the oracle of faith in the process, which we've not, particularly strong message that you are shedding. This message is that you are shedding. It might be an identity. It might be a status symbol, such as car, home, or suburb, or it could even be a socially admired relationship. You are shedding because no matter what the appearance of things, these old forms were too constricting for you. It is almost like your spirit was trying to walk about in shoes several sizes too small. They were starting to pinch. The seams were ripping, and eventually they would fall apart completely. Likewise, you are being stripped of internal beliefs that are failing you, perhaps externally as well. Whether this seems to be your choice or not, make no mistake, it is your own spirit in cahoots with the loving spirit of life that has brought this situation about. So you are being guided to trust. If you have also drawn the oracle of trust yourself, which doesn't seem so, then you are not going to rely on life. You understand? That doesn't matter. Doesn't pertain. So the healing process for this one. Imagine you are running naked into a sea, ocean, river, or waterfall. Be cleansed. Feel it happening. Be with it and enjoy the sensation of it. Feel freed of any weight that you no longer need, be it physical, emotional, mental, or spiritual. Let it go on all levels. When you are ready, just open your eyes and rest for a few moments before going back into your day or evening. So there's that. And then card number 17. Just hilarious. Okay, so what is already with you? And I know that you will appreciate that imagery right there. I know I do. Is that the 13? Oh my, I don't know. Okay, so there are gears down here that I didn't actually notice yesterday. So it's like going from the material, right, and to the ethereal. Okay. You hold in your hand that which you seek. In other words, the pair of spectacles you have been rummaging around for the house for are sitting on top of your head. They're so funny. When you are seeking, perhaps by exploring far and wide, what you are seeking, perhaps by exploring far and wide, is actually right under your nose. You may not like this idea. See? It is so much more wonderful to imagine that there is something yet to find. Of course, there is unlimited creative potential and always something more that can be. Yet in this instance, it is important for you to know that you already have what you need and what you want. That doesn't mean it's the end of the story, although it does ask you to give up the fantasy that a perfect solution lies in the future somewhere. Instead, it asks you to acknowledge that everything necessary for success is with you now. All you need to do is accept this and act with what you have available to you. This is good news. This particular chapter has a happy ending in store. That ending will become real for you just as soon as you stop trying to skip forward to the next chapter. Better to be completely present in the now. From here, the next phase will naturally happen without force on your part. It might not seem like you have much to start with. Perhaps you feel that all you have is a small, simple choice to make. Perhaps you have a song to begin, an email to send, a conversation to start, or a sketch to let loose. I feel like I want to mention dancing. It's not saying dancing, but I want to say dancing. However small, it is enough to get the ball rolling. Don't make the mistake of believing that what you need is behind you, lies with another, or is yet to appear. You have all that you need to take the next steps in your life, and from that, all else will flow. There is sweetness to that. It is a small pleasure at first, but one from which greater pleasures can unfurl. This message is amplified. No, it doesn't say that. This oracle comes with special guidance for you. You are more ready than you think you are. You are more prepared than you realize. You don't need an entire army of resources to move ahead. Although you may find that when you do move, many resources suddenly become apparent. All that you need in this moment is just one sweet act of nourishment. This is enough to take you out of backwards nostalgia or regret and forwards into what is awaiting you now. Be brave, dig deep within, and enjoy the sweet surrender. So, okay, so since we're only at 19 minutes, this would be like my shortest video ever. I'm going to go ahead and read the other two cards that were behind that, just in case it is for something for you. So what happens is when I read the bottom of the deck, I kind of follow the story until the back of the cards start to show up. It's like a stopping point for me. That's how I how I register them. All right, so this was not part of what I put in there, but maybe it's something that is needed. I'm also, same kind of imagery here that was in here, in the owl, right? Okay. So this one is 8. Be the hunter, not the hunted. Do you feel you are at the beck and call of circumstances, situations, and relationships that are outside of your control? Is your attention being called away from what you love, from your passionate focus upon your own journey and creative self-expression? I'm gonna freaking cry. Oh, honey. Okay. Are you feeling roped into becoming a support tonic, savior, and heal all for others? There is a big difference between healthy supportiveness in a relationship, which includes healthy self-support, and ignoring your own journey of misplaced guilt, shame, unworthiness, or the belief that the needs of others are more important than your own. That is not compromise. That is unhealthy and neglectful of yourself. You're being asked to see through the assumptions, expectations, tantrums, or manipulations that may be put upon you by others, by yourself or others. See through them to the truth. You can only sidestep. Change your response to, or choose to release that which you can recognize. This oracle brings you some important news. You are capable of seeing the truth, outsmarting old patterns, and responding more creatively to craft new and improved relationships. You don't have to be drawn into the dramas of others or suffering of repetitive cycles. You can become still and intent with a willingness to see the truth. In doing so, you will be open to being shown another way through the inner wisdom of your heart, or a flash of insight from the great universal mind that penetrates your own awareness. This oracle also brings you particular guidance that there is a message coming your way. This message will be important to you, and you are not to paint it as anything more or less than what it is. Sit with your heart. Take your time. Even if there is a deadline for your answer, you will be able to bend and stretch time so that in your relaxation you can feel for what your truth is in the situation at hand and respond appropriately. The more honest your response, without the need to be aggressive or apologetic, the more energy you will be unleashing from the unhealthy patterns and into a fresh new course your life now wants to take. This is a powerful time for you. No matter how seemingly small or how apparently dramatic events around you appear to be, know that you are stepping into a new phase of empowerment. From that place, a new freedom and self-love will emerge. Mother Nature offers you wisdom medicine of the owl, the ability to hear what is not spoken and see what is hidden in darkness. Trust what you feel beyond appearances. The power and magic of the owl is working with you, and Mother Nature is by your side, assisting you in navigating the current life transition into a new way of being. I'm so sorry, but that reading, so there's a gift. There's a gift that I saw. I think that we've shared it before. Of two, I think that we're like super duper connected. That's wildly awesome. I'll have to try and find the gift. Okay. So then this one is new birth, guarded vigilantly. In every creative process, in every birth, in every opening of a new cycle of life, there is a time of vulnerability. This vulnerability is natural and appropriate. It is the fowl learning to become steady on its legs. Those legs will become remarkably powerful in time. But the process of growth and maturity has to take place, and that requires some wobbly first attempts. It cannot be any other way. Within you, perhaps even below the level of your conscious awareness, there is a fresh new life emerging like a vibrant green shoot rising up from the earth. This new life is in need of your attention and care. Wow. This could be a new relationship that needs tending with interest and kindness. It could be a new idea that you need to nurture into fullness, because it is going to hold special purpose for your life path. It might be something within you, a new behavior, a new way of looking at yourself, a new way of being in the world, of the world, not in the world, right? That was one of the cards. In the world, not of the world. That you need to tend to until it becomes more natural for you to embody. This is most significantly so if you have also drawn the Oracle Defend at the end. No, the Oracle. If you feel drawn to do so, no. So, it goes on for a long time. No. You must pay attention to the new life emerging for you now, or that you will soon sense. You must not be careless and think it does not matter. It matters greatly. Being careless now is akin to killing off the idea before it has a chance to grow strong enough to withstand the criticism, jealousy, and sabotage by dark consciousness in others or yourself. That's like a double confirmation. We've gotten that like twice, 3 times now. We don't have to be frightened of destructive energy. It exists in nature and in us, and it is part of life. We do, however, need to be intelligent to its potential power and stay centered in our heart and in our wisdom to avoid its ill effect upon that which we are nurturing into life. That's that I'm probably reading this differently, but this is a collective. This is amazing. Okay, you will not always need to cloak that which is young. Soon enough, you will be able to stand up it will be able to stand up for itself. But for now, your vigilance and care is most certainly required. Hug your ideas to yourself as though they were a new lover you cannot bear to share with another. As if we would share a lover with anyone. What? Oh, geez. In time, the world will be the lover receiving the love in your idea. For now, it is for you to love, for you to hold, and for you to observe. Only allow those proven to be trustworthy to support you in this. Those who can handle the frequency of vibration that you are seeking to nurture. I'll interject there in that's why I keep the circle small, you know? I know you know. Okay, stay true to yourself and your creative power, and be wise as to whom you invite into your inner sanctum to witness this new life emerging. This oracle also brings particular guidance about keeping your inner sanctuary pure. This may be your room, a sacred place you visit, or your own body, into which you retreat in relaxation or meditation. Sometimes you will find that others have taken up residence in your sanctuary. Perhaps an argument that you cannot let go of has another living in your head. A suffering that has not been acknowledged and released can feel like a big, old, dirty suitcase of emotional baggage cluttering up the temple space of your heart. It's time for you to focus on the purity, light, love, and compassion that dwells within us. Everything else will come and go, and that is just fine. but the purity within your sanctuary is eternal. You can come back to it and to refresh your spirit and gain resources to help you deal with the rest of the world and even your own darker moments anew. It will give you the peace and spaciousness of mind you need to recognize the new life and to compassionately but firmly denounce any intrusion upon that new life by doubt, fear, or sabotage. 30 minutes of freaking reading. Oh my goodness. Okay. So, I don't know if I can put this down here. I can't. Okay. So, maybe I'll try to hold up the cards so you can see them all together. So, there's this, 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 and this. Okay. Happy New Year. I love you.